Hi, I'm Michael Josh, and you're watching GadgetMatch. If you follow me on socials, then I'm pretty sure you know that I'm in love with this phone, the Huawei P20 Pro. But aside from the P20 Pro and its smaller P20 sibling, there's actually one more family member which we think you should know about. This is our Huawei P20 Lite review. When seen from the back, there's no doubt about it. The P20 Lite is a member of the P20 family. It's got the same glass back that makes the phone look very premium, the rounded metal frame that makes the phone a pleasure to hold, camera orientation is also vertical and protrudes a little bit. We love that a USB-C port is also found on this device, and yep, there's a headphone jack, something the P20 and the P20 Pro are lacking. The fingerprint reader is also found at the back, and if you look closely, the camera module is missing the Leica branding. We'll talk more about that later. Flip the phone around, and up front, you'll find that the P20 Lite, just like its big brothers, has a notch. It houses the front camera, sensors, and the earpiece. But if that's not your thing, like on the P20 and P20 Pro, there's a way to hide it while using the phone. Just go into Settings, Display, and then Notch. We like that doing so gives you the same rounded corners up top, just like on the bottom of the screen, making the phone feel still symmetrical. If you want to keep the notch, do note that app compatibility still varies, but we love that Huawei automatically hides it when using a phone in landscape mode, giving you an unobstructed view when watching Netflix, playing games, even when you're on split screen. Its display size and aspect ratio are a bit unusual, but its overall build and subtle EMUI tweaks around the notch make the phone a surprisingly pleasant experience. If only Huawei also redesigned those inconsistent icons. One thing that Huawei phones have really been known for over the last few years are its superb cameras and its partnership with renowned camera company Leica. Now, the P20 Lite doesn't have a Leica lens, but doesn't mean its camera is a slouch. It has two rear cameras. The secondary sensor is meant for analyzing depth for that bokeh effect. Take a look at these samples. It's still hit or miss like previous Huawei smartphones with a similar feature, but when you get it right, the results can be pretty good. The P20 Lite is also a strong selfie contender with a 16 megapixel sensor, built-in stickers and backgrounds using a mode called AR lens, and portrait mode using software. And here are more sample shots taken with the P20 Lite. If we were to nitpick, colors are not the most accurate. The green apples here, for example, were more yellowish in real life. But overall, we like how detailed the photos are because the camera manages exposure and dynamic range really well. During our tests, the P20 Lite managed to last the whole day with heavy use, with 4 hours of screen on time. That's with data and Wi-Fi turned on the entire time, with a few calls, social media, and music streaming, and lots of picture taking. Because it has a USB-C port, the P20 Lite supports fast charging. With the bundled fast charger, we were able to get these charging times. But with Huawei's supercharge cable and adapter, it can actually get a bit faster. The P20 Lite is powered by Huawei's own Kirin 659, its go-to-home baked processor for their mid-range phones. My only gripe is that I would have loved to see the high-end Kirin 970 processor also on the P20 Lite so that we could benefit from some AI-based features. I know that's a different processor for a different price point, but having said that, Huawei's sister brand Honor put the 970 on the Honor 10 very recently. So, you know it's possible. One area where we'd have benefited from a faster processor is when it comes to graphics-intensive games like Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. You have to play those games in low settings, which isn't a very enjoyable experience. So, is the Huawei P20 Lite your gadget match? Truth be told, a lot of folks are not willing to spend a lot of money for a phone like these two. And if that describes you, then definitely consider the P20 Lite. It's a solid phone with a lot going on for it in a more affordable price point. The processor isn't made for heavy gaming and the speakers aren't very loud either. But it's one of the more beautifully designed mid-range phones out there. And we're not just talking about looks here, it ticks all the boxes ergonomics-wise as well. For us, that's a big deal. How a phone feels when you hold it in your hand and while you're using it can make or break user experience. And even without the Leica branding, the cameras on the front and the back are consistent and reliable. It's a camera phone you'll be plenty happy with. And that was our P20 Lite review. We're currently working on a comparison video between mid-range phones to help you find that phone that best fits your needs, your gadget match. So don't miss any of that. And for more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow GadgetMatch on social media, and make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.